Hi there, this is Willie at the Trillium Real Estate Show. As I don't know if you noticed, but I've got my grubs on today. I'm actually here working at one of my project properties. Um, I've got a few things I'm going to talk about today. It's primarily geared towards home sellers, California. But that doesn't mean that those of you who live, in other states should just say, oh, the hell with it and go off somewhere else and do something else or watch something else. Because some of the things I'm going to mention, even if you live in another state and you're looking at selling, they're going to be helpful for you. So let's get on to it. And now that we have that part out of the way, all right. So here's what it is. In Southern California, California real estate law has got a lot of laws, rules, and regulations. People who are looking to sell need to follow those rules and regulations and comply with the required documents that need to be given to buyers. If you don't do that, you run the risk of possibly being sued, especially if something is not disclosed to a buyer. Well, just a handful of these things can be, let's say somebody passed away in the property, in the home in the last 3 years, and there's a disclosure for that. And if a buyer doesn't know about that, um, they can come back on you. Let's say that your home is up in the mountains or someplace located where the ground is moving. The property's on a downward sloped lot. There's areas where homes or have a problem with slope slip. So if that's not disclosed, and let's say a year, 3 years, or whatever it may be down the road, all of a sudden the buyer has a home that's coming off the foundation because they're finding out that the area's got slope slip, and when they bought the home, it was never disclosed that there was a potential problem for the area. There's other things. Let's say you're a rental property owner and you're selling the property and you don't have an estoppel in place. A lot of people are wondering, what the hell's an estoppel? Well, as a rental property owner, you've got to have this thing that's called an estoppel. It's just a disclosure that goes through and it notifies everybody, especially buyers, what belongs with the property. Because the last thing a buyer wants to do is, let's say they come in 5 days prior to close of escrow, and they go, oh, hey, where's the stove, where's the dishwasher? I thought all that stuff came with the home. If you're a rental property owner and you don't have that estoppel, this outlining what belongs in the home, what belongs to the tenants, I mean, there's going to be a problem there. um, Especially if it's a person who's buying the home to live in. It can also be a problem also for a person who's buying the home to keep the tenants in there. They're going to keep it as a rental property. The new owner now needs to know how much the tenant paid for their security deposit. So, all of that stuff is part of that estoppel certificate. So, you've got to be really careful. And, you got these owners out here that feel like they're going to save some money and the agent sell the home on their own terms, and then find out later on that something wasn't followed, something wasn't disclosed, the buyer found out about something, and next thing you know, it's costing you more money having to hire a lawyer, having to deal with the issue in court, possibly, you know, the judge going against you saying, hey, now you've got to buy the property back, or you've got to pay for getting the property fixed, all that kind of stuff. So you got to take all that stuff in consideration. I'm not against anybody saying, oh, don't try and sell your home yourself. If you do it right, it can be smooth sailing. You do it wrong, it's going to turn into a nightmare. So, I mean, I always recommend, yeah, you can save some money trying to sell it yourself, but you could also save yourself a lot of headaches just going through a real estate agent who can properly price the property, and that balances out what the commission would be. Because I've also seen, where somebody will price a house and they go, okay, well, this Z site online or this T site online says my home is worth this amount of money. But they talked to an agent, said, well, the area market is this amount of money, but this site online said it's worth this amount. And then they're going, later on, how come nobody's coming to look at my home? How come I have no offers? Or the other way, I've got people coming out of the woodwork wanting to buy my home, only to find out that homes in the neighborhood are selling for $40,000 more. Or like I said, nobody's coming to look at my home. I have no offers. Nothing's going on. That's because you're probably overpriced. That's why working with a real estate agent who can do a in-depth market analysis will help you get your home priced, what it should be selling at, what the market is selling at. Not every home is the same. There's going to be some differences, but at least if you get a generalized idea, it'll help you at least price the home within the market. So, but that's the thing. Don't think that just because you're going to be selling your home yourself that you're going to save some money. Like I said, California real estate's got a lot of laws, rules, and regulations, and if you're not careful, you're walking through a minefield just waiting to get sued, especially if you don't provide the required documentation and disclosures. So my thing is, talk to a real estate agent, broker, whoever, and just see what they say. Now, the other thing also, too, is don't just talk to any real estate agent. There are a lot of new people out there who don't really know a whole lot, who don't have the experience. Find an agent who has been in real estate for some time. Agents who've been around for 10 or more years have been through the ups and downs of real estate. They have a lot of knowledge. They know what's going on out there. And the other thing too is there's a reason why they're still around, because I've seen some, not too long ago when the real estate market took a downturn. A lot of agents packed up and hit the road. Now things are getting better. There's a lot of new agents hopping back on board again. But the thing is, there's a lot of those agents that are making mistakes. And that's why, especially here in California, the E&O insurance is very expensive, because those agents that make mistakes, they're getting sued. So that's the other thing. If you're thinking about selling your home, whether you're going to do it yourself, if you're going to go through a real estate agent, no matter where you are, whether you're in California, you're in Georgia, Texas, New York, Wyoming, know what's going on. Talk to a real estate agent. Don't make the mistakes like a lot of people do. So that's it. And I'm going to get myself back to work before I start losing some daylight. Thank you. Talk to you next time. I've got some more videos coming up in the following week. We're going to be doing some fix and flip homes. Homes that I'm probably not going to be pursuing because I've got already too many different things going on. But these homes could possibly be something that maybe one of you guys out there may want to try and purchase. I'm going to get a little more in detail, in depth, as far as numbers with those things. So, even though, because I'm seeing a lot more REOs starting to come back on the market now. So, they may be saying, hey, I want $130,000, but I go out there and I have a look and say, hey, this place needs about $25,000 in rehabbing and so on like that. I run the numbers. I'll put them up, down below or something like that. You guys can download it, have a look, and if you're interested, contact me. Then we'll go back and we'll make an offer on the property. So, you guys have a good day. I'm going to get back to work. I got a lot of stuff to do here at this place. So, see you later. This is Willie at the Trillium Real Estate Show. See you at the next property.